Hi Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope for October 2024. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm in the UK, so my horoscopes are based on UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: for your rising sign, then your sun sign, and finally your moon sign. So I'm going to break down October into 4 separate weeks, and I'm going to have a particular focus on the moon, how it moves through your chart, what signs it's in, so that you kind of know what to expect going through day by day of October. So week 1, Tuesday the 1st until Sunday the 6th of October. On the 1st, we have the moon in Virgo, and that's in your 5th house of what you love and children and romance. So Virgo is an earth sign that's very practical. It's a great time, I think, for you to spend with people you love, and it's also a good day for you to date or to meet the right person if you're single and if you're looking. But finally, with what you love in a sense of what you do, if you are a writer or someone who likes solving puzzles, or that's your job, the 1st of October is great for all of that. Then on the 2nd and 3rd, the moon goes into Libra. And on the 2nd, we have a new moon in Libra. That's also a solar eclipse. So I made a separate video on that. Check that out, please, if you want more information. But the moon on the 2nd and 3rd is in your 6th house, which is your daily routine, the structures of your life. And in Libra, it allows you to connect with new ways of doing things. It opposes Chiron in Aries in your 12th house. So if you are stuck in any kind of logistical, organizational thing in your life, really spend some time thinking about it or contemplating it or asking for help on it. You're able to connect in a way that helps you solve that problem. On the 4th, 5th, and 6th, the moon then goes into Scorpio, and it goes into your 7th house of relationships. And those 3 days are fabulous for you in terms of romantic relationships. So I really think the first week of October here for you, Taurus, is really great for romantic relationships. So any singles watching this, make sure you schedule the dates in then. It's going to go very nicely. The houses the moon goes through in this first week is your 5th, 6th, and 7th house. So it's really about my most intimate romantic relationships, also relationships with family and friends. Who do I love? I'm very clear on that. And how can I rejig things so that I can make time for people? And it's not just about paying the bills and the routine and all of that stuff. So it's a good time for you to socialize and to meet new people here at the beginning of October, Taurus. On the 6th of October, the moon is void of course after its opposition with Uranus until it enters Sagittarius the same day in the evening. So with that, I don't think it's it's not the best time to make like big sweeping decisions about relationships. It's better to just be in the moment and to go with the flow and to see what happens. Let other people surprise you by saying something unexpected, but it's not really ideal to kind of, pour your heart out or to share things that may be a little uncomfortable. Okay, so week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 7th to 13th of October, we start the week on Monday the 7th with the moon being in Sagittarius in your 8th house, and it's there for the 7th and 8th of October, right? So that's really good if you want to try and get your foot in a door or collaborate with someone or work with an organization, or you are looking for jobs. It's a great time to apply, to interview, and to really knock on doors, because it's likely something will open up for you on the 7th and 8th. Then on the 9th and 10th, the moon goes into Capricorn, and that's in your 9th house. So that's a great time where you can get any travel arrangements sorted out, or if there's a business trip, it will be really easy. If you want to work towards finding the right course, you've decided that you want to learn something new, especially if it's work related. These 2 days, 9th and 10th, are great to kind of expand your horizons as far as education, travel, and even a connection to the higher realms is concerned. So if you've tried meditation, but it hasn't worked for you, and it's something that you always wanted to work, then try it again during these 2 days. It's likely to go well. On the 9th, Jupiter goes retrograde, and Jupiter is the lucky planet. It's in Gemini, and it retrogrades until the 4th of February next year. So watch out for that, Taurus, because you will get internally a lot of good ideas about how to create extra income for yourself, a separate source of income, how to do things differently in the money area of your life. Also, on the 10th, the moon is in its second quarter and it's waxing, so it's getting bigger and bigger. So there's a sense of, I want to work harder, I want to exert myself more in order to find the right study or to explore a certain place. So you'll have a lot of energy around that time of the second week. Then the moon goes into Aquarius on the 11th and 12th. And that's then in your 10th house of career. So if there's anything at work that's been difficult that you haven't been able to resolve, pay a lot of attention to it, study it, consider other alternatives, and you'll find that these 2 days are wonderful for you in your working life, in your career. On the 11th of October, Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, it goes direct. It's still in Capricorn. It'll go back into Aquarius on the 19th of November, but it goes direct and it's sitting right on top of your chart, right? So Pluto in Capricorn is about undoing existing structures, blowing up towers. So you may have a moment here on the 11th of October where you're like, I may be able to do something more interesting and more supportive to others, or something that has a better impact on other people's lives. I can change the way I work. So if you felt, this is it, there are no other options, don't be surprised if you start to consider, hey, maybe I could make a shift into this. And if something like that comes up, pay attention to it. It's likely an idea that's going to work out nicely. And then on the 13th of October, we've got the moon going into Pisces, and that's in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. So you may get some sort of visitation or a dream, or you may have some premonition or insight into what an upgraded version of your life would look like. So if you get something like that via your feelings, or you see something in your imagination, again, pay attention to that. It's likely to be work related and how you can make changes to live a different type of existence. When the moon goes into Pisces, we also have Mercury ingressing into Scorpio, and that then moves into your 7th house of relationships. So you're going to be much more interested in intimate, close relationships. We've also got Venus in there in Scorpio, and that's very intense. So on the 13th, you may have a really strong desire to connect with someone, whether through talking or sharing your truth. Or so I don't think it's so great for new relationships, but it's great for relationships that are already established and where there's trust, and where you can really speak your truth and feel like you're getting a sense of support from the other person. So if you need some support, this is a good day to kind of ask for that. So in week 2, the moon goes through houses 8, 9, 10, and 11. And that's the very public, that's the top part of your chart. And that's very much about relationships with organizations. Then what am I studying? How can I apply that to my work? And then by the end of the week, it's kind of like, what are my hopes and dreams? Does my work provide me with it? Is this job suitable? Or am I going to have to do things differently in order to get what I want? So anyone who feels like I've got all this potential and I'm being underused here, you'll get concrete ideas that could show you the way to exit into a different way of operating. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, 14th to 20th of October, we start the week with the moon being in Pisces on the 14th and 15th, and that's still in your 11th house. So those 2 days are really a good time to kind of, or 3 days, Pisces is in there from 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's a good time to meditate and to contemplate, what could I do with my life? And to get really creative and inspired about that. On the 16th and 17th, we've got the moon going into Aries, and that's in your 12th house of spirituality next to your North Node in Chiron. So again, it's another kind of solution that comes from within you, your spiritual awareness, that says this is how you can overcome this obstacle, and this is how you can make your daily routine even more comfortable and nicer. And what happens on the 16th and 17th, the 17th, we have a full moon in Aries. So the full moon is when the moon reaches its monthly completion point. It's fully illuminated and it celebrates. It says, I've done it. Let me let go of all this energy. and it puts that energy into your 12th house of spirituality. So you're going to feel like you don't need to meditate. There's going to be a natural connection to your higher self, to something bigger, and it makes problem solving very easy, and it makes changes in your everyday routine very simple. So if you've been worried about making those kind of changes, or you've been putting them off, you're going to be feeling super confident and inspired, and have this amazing sense of well-being that of course I can make changes if I want them. Also on the 17th, we've got Venus ingressing into your 8th, and Venus is the Empress in the tarot. It's the mother. It's giving birth and life to something. It's being creative. And that being in your 8th, then, it's really good time for you to collab, or if you need to, if you're self-employed and you want to work with a group of people or an institution, right? Making those initial first moves to create contact and to get your foot in the door and to have the initial discussions is really, really good. Because Venus, hang on, let me just go forward. It stays there for a while. Venus stays in Sag in your 8th house until the 12th of November. So if you're looking for jobs, Taurus, from the 17th of October until what I just said, November, I think it was 12th of November, it's really a good time to send the applications, to go for the interviews, and to secure the new job. Okay, so the moon is in Taurus then on the 18th and 19th of October, and that's in your sign, and it's in your first house of self. So you're going to feel an unconventional sense of confidence and strongness, and like things have gone your way. So again, if you are trying to expand your work or change your work or transition into a new company or something like that, I think you can be very satisfied by this time here when Taurus goes into your first house, and it's still a good time to consider work and income and who you're going to be working with. I think you'll create something really solid there. Then on the 20th, the moon goes into Gemini, and it goes next to Jupiter in Gemini in your second house of money. So this is likely to be a good day in terms of your income. Maybe you get a check, or maybe you get some good news, or you get an idea that could really pay you a ton of money. So pay attention on the 20th particularly. So the houses the moon then moved through was your 11th, 12th, 1st, and 2nd. So that's really, the universe is supporting me in my hopes and dreams and realizing them. And it's giving me the practical know-how, and it's giving me ideas as to how I can do that. So either you receive something positive, literally, as in a check or good news about your job, or you receive something in terms of your ideas, and it's like, if I put this into practice, I can build a really good business around it, or I can create a side gig or a second source of income. So week 4 then, Monday to Wednesday, the 21st of October until the 31st of October, so it's not a week, it's 10 days. The moon is in Gemini on the 21st, and that is, still in your second house. So that day as well, so the 20th and the 21st, great for business ideas, to find a better way forward. On the 22nd, the moon goes into Cancer, and it goes into your third house of communication, and it's in Cancer 22nd, 23rd, next to Mars in Cancer. So expect maybe a little bit of friction when it comes to one of your relationships, either personal or business related. You may not get what you want. You may not feel particularly cared for, or like the other person just doesn't get it. So that's not the best day to now apply and to wait for the approval or acceptance of other people. It's better to do your own stuff that you have control over and that doesn't involve other people. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Scorpio, and it goes into your 7th house of relationships. So while the sun is in Scorpio, it's a really good time for you to really acquire what it is that you're missing when it comes to your personal and business relationships. You know, the whole axis of Taurus and Scorpio is about control. So you guys, Taurus, it's about physical control and making money and creating securities. Scorpio is about emotional control and feeling seen and heard and being able to really maintain a great relationship. So relationships are going to become a much bigger theme for you now, from the 22nd of October way into November. So if you're single and you want to make a really good new connection, it's a fabulous time now to do that. On the 24th and 5th, no, 24th and 25th, the moon goes into Leo, and that's in your 4th house now of your roots and your family. So again, anything that needs changing in your work, you're going to have the confidence to say, of course, I'm going to change this if I want. But also it's a great time to just have several nice moments with like family members, to spend time with them and to enjoy their company. Then on the 26th, 27th, and 28th, the moon goes into Virgo, and that's really good for romance. So, you know, I would say from the 22nd of October onwards, the main focus ought to be on spending time with the people you love, or if you're single, to go on dates and to meet the right person. It really supports you in that area. And then finally, on the 29th, 30th, and 31st, the moon goes into Libra, and that's an opportunity to balance things out as far as your routine is concerned. You know, to look at, am I working 80 hours? Is that sustainable? Or what does my home look like and what improvements can I make? Or my own body, should I start exercising, or do I want to change my look or anything like that? So those last 3 days are really about the connection you have to your own life and being able to tweak it and perfect it. Going back to the 24th, when the moon was in Leo, we have the moon in its 4th quarter and it's waning, right? So there isn't going to be a lot of friction in your romantic relationships and family relationships. There's just a confidence that isn't overbearing. So really give yourself time to spend a lot of time with other people if you can. And then on Halloween, on the 31st, we've got the moon still in Libra, and it's in your 6th house. So Halloween is going to be pretty grounded and straightforward. The strongest element on the day is water. So I think what you could really enjoy is getting dressed up in like a costume or something and doing Halloween on that level. I don't know if I think there's an age limit on trick-or-treating, but like, you know, a Halloween party or something, if that's something you enjoy, then any Tauruses who throw a Halloween party this year are going to have an especially good time. So the last week, the houses that are covered, or the last, 10 days, where did we start? With the moon in Gemini, that was in your 2nd, and then it goes all the way, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Yeah, so all of that is in the bottom half of your chart. The only thing not included is the 1st house. So the bottom half is really about closest relationships and home life and your roots and what makes me feel safe. So you're able to adapt your routine so that you have a greater sense of security in your everyday circumstances in life. And also meeting new people. It could be like future family members, romantic partners, lovers, all of that. So I hope that gives you an idea of what October looks like. I'll also make a separate video on the full moon in Aries on the 17th of October. Check that out. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And in my personal readings, I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up your natal chart, and I can analyze that then. So this is for all Tauruses, right? Your chart is going to be even more specific to you. So if you have any questions, please do get in touch. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I can actually work it out. And that's important because it changes every 4 minutes. But I hope this has given you something to go on. Check out some of my other videos. I do a daily tarot reading on this channel. Please become a member to watch that. And I also do videos on the eclipses, the full moons and new moons. So check out, especially the one on the 2nd of October if you haven't seen that yet. Have a great time, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.